Hi guys, how are you? And welcome back to the channel. My name is George, and in today's video I have for you guys another Rolex Submariner. Probably from the title of the video and the thumbnail you've already guessed that it is a Heimdallr. Well, the title says it. And it is the Black Submariner homage. Heimdallr is a company based in China, and they do a lot of Seiko and Rolex Submariner homages. I'll put links in the description box below. I actually think at this stage, every single watch collector that can't afford a Rolex Submariner has, or doesn't want a Rolex Submariner, has had or has a Rolex Submariner homage in their collection. And for a good reason. These things are actually iconic. They have that iconic design that really stands out. And honestly, there are a lot to choose from out there, from a lot of manufacturers at various price points. I've never owned a Rolex Submariner, so today's video is not a comparison. It's just a proper standout, a review of the one that I have in the box here. So as per usual, I will take it out of the box. It will go through measurements, specifications. I will tell you guys what I like and don't like about it. And at the end of the video, I will put it on and let you guys know if I do recommend it or not. Now, before we go further into the video, I would really appreciate it if you click that subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. And now let's get started. Now, as I'm sure you know, and like I was saying, if you have been watching my my channel and you're already used to this, Heimdallr, they all come into this bluish, grayish box. Now, I had this for a while, so I'm just going to take that out. Now, this had a plastic cover over it, but I took that off because I bought this last year and I don't have it anymore. So there you go. It's not necessarily an unboxing as it is a review. Now, just to put that aside for a second, you're all getting, I got this last year in 2019, as you can see. So also a nice touch, as I was saying, from Heimdallr, you always get this handwritten warranty card. It's a 2-year warranty, which is always nice. And I also have here the spare links that I took, because I took quite a few links because I don't have a big wrist. I have a 6.3-inch wrist, and you'll see how it looks on my wrist later on. I'm just going to put that aside for the moment. Now, so as per usual, guys, like I said, we are going to go through measurements, specifications, and see what all the fuss is about. Now, this has seen better days because I've been wearing it to work, so the strap might be a little bit scuffed, but it's okay. Like I was saying, I like to wear my watches. Now, measurements and specifications. So measurements, you are looking at a 40mm dial in diameter, a lug-to-lug of 48, lug width of 20 millimeters, and a thickness of 12.7. Now that's what I measured with my calipers, and you can see you have the little cyclops at 3 o'clock that actually stands out a little bit at the loom, and the pip at the 12 o'clock position. Now it's 48mm from one lug to the other, but you have these male links that stand out, so this takes the actual lug to lug to 55. Again, that's what I measured with my calipers. So you have on the dial, you have a dead flat sapphire crystal covering it, which is pretty nice. It's always a nice touch to get sapphire crystal at whatever price point. Just going to give that a bit of a clean. And on the dial, you have the applied indices, like Rolex style. Again, it's not a Rolex comparison, but it is the Rolex style case, so it is applied indices all around with the Mercedes hands. And printed at the 12 o'clock position, you have Heimdallr, and at the 6 o'clock position, you have water resistant 1,000 feet, 300 meter automatic, and you have the date cut out at the 3 o'clock position with that cyclops that does a very, very good job at magnifying that date. And on the inside of the case, on the rehout, I believe it's called, I can't even pronounce it right, you have Heimdallr engraved all around. And these are the things that I like about Heimdallr, all these small little touches. You'll see in it again when we move at the crown. And you have Heimdallr engraved with the little Sharky logo, and as opposed to Rolex, which had something else. I know I'm saying that it's not a comparison, but I keep making these Rolex references. It's a nice touch because I paid $159 for this watch, and I don't think you would find something at this price point, any company that would do anything like that. And on the side of the case, because I didn't talk about the finishing on the case, the finishing is okay. You have polished on the side of the case, and the top of the lugs are brushed, but it's nice and consistent finishing, so no complaints there. And also on the top of the end links as well, also brushed. And on the side at 3 o'clock position, you have the crown guards with the crown, and the crown is not signed, and the crowns are also on the top of them are polished. And one of the things that I like, so you have a screw down crown, unsigned. You can't see here, but I'm going to try and show it to you guys. You have a little rubber gasket, rubber seal on the inside, which is also a nice touch. I know I shouldn't be saying it. All watches that claim that have 300-meter water resistance should have one of these things, but from all the watches coming from China, you don't get these things here. So again, nice touch. I actually like that quite a bit. Turning the case around, you have the screw down case back, and the case back is Rolex style. Again, another Rolex reference, but it's kind of unavoidable considering the fact that I am reviewing a Rolex Submariner homage. Nothing engraved on the back. And on the strap, the metal bracelet, it's not the best. 20 millimeters lug width, it's not the best, and it tapers down to 16 and back on 18, I think I know, at the clasp. So you have a milled clasp, and the top of the clasp is punched, and you have double pushers with a safety, and the safety says Heimdallr. So just let me open that out there, guys, for you. And on the case you have decent lume, and the movement, by the way, in this guy is the Seiko NH35. Reliable, robust. I'm sure you all know exactly how it is, and the reliability, and it's fairly common to meet this movement in these watches at this price point. Now, like I was saying, guys, there's a lot of manufacturers now that offer a lot of homage watches at this price point. And one of the things about this bracelet that I wasn't mad about, and it doesn't have a lot of micro adjustments. And I think the Pagani design, and I'm using that as a comparison, they do a lot of again, Rolex style bracelets, but they have micro adjustments. They have a few more micro adjustments, and they have that bit of extension. It's not a full diver's extension, but it offers you a bit more adjustment on the bracelet. Now, this watch, by the way, with all the links that I took off, it's sized to my 6.3 inch wrist, and it weighs 154 grams. So it is a bit heavy, but it's balanced very, very well, and it does actually work really, really well on the wrist. It's nice and comfortable. I'm just going to take my watch off now, and I'll show you guys how it looks like. Speaking of watches, I am wearing my Parnas Daytona homage. I did a bit of a swap because I have another one of these, and I've changed the movements because this particular dial came in the one with the the silver. What am I talking about? The silver bezel. And speaking of bezels, because I almost went away from this, you have a ceramic bezel insert, which is always a nice touch, and the bezel is 120 click unidirectional bezel with no backplate whatsoever, so it's nice and consistent. It is a bit harder to turn, but I've seen a lot of people online complaining about the fact that on these watches that the bezel doesn't turn properly. I haven't had any issues with it, and again, I had this watch in work. It has seen some water on top of it, is splashed, so it may have gotten in underneath the bezel, but I haven't had any issues with it. But as a comparison, the previous watch that I owned from Heimdallr, the 62 Mass Homage, the bezel on that, the bezel action was very, very smooth, but it was turning way too easy. So sometimes, I don't know how, I used to turn in, I would look at it and the bezel would be all misaligned. But anyway, like I say, guys, there you go. That's how it looks on my wrist. Like I said, I have a 6.3 inch wrist, and it wears pretty well. there's a reason why everybody homages this watch, why everybody makes copies of this watch, because it's such an iconic design, and it fits very, very well. Even with the 55 male links, the 55 from lug to lug, let's say that, which extends the lug distance, the lug width, lug distance, it still wears pretty good. Now, I think that it wears pretty good, and there you go, we'll just do that. And considering the fact that it's a bit of a top-heavy watch since the bracelet tapers down to 16, it doesn't wear like that. It doesn't wear like it's a top-heavy watch. And the bracelet, it's not the best quality. It is a bit rattly, and it is a bit loose. You'll see that in the section where I kind of complain, and I tell you what I do or don't like about it. But it is very comfortable. So it could have been better quality, again, but it is very comfortable. And as you can see, it has the scratches, and it fits. Like, I'm gonna give it that. Especially at this price point, you can't fault it. You can find something a bit cheaper, but then again, you won't find the quality. Things that I do and do not like about it. Now, I'll start with the things that I like. For once, it feels very solid. So you can see that it's well built. You know, it's okay. Like, it does feel like nice, like the bezel action. It's not smooth, but it does feel nice and solid, and it's consistent. So, and it doesn't have any backplay whatsoever. There's a good all-round finish on the case, so there's no inconsistencies there, and I'm pretty happy with that, especially at this price point. The small little touches on the case, on the inside, on the rehaut, the Heimdallr with the shark logo. The light hits that pretty well, as you can see, so it catches the light pretty nice. And the little gasket at the on the crown, again, it's something that it should be there, but this is not certified or anything, or anyway, I wouldn't expect it as a diver's, but it's a nice touch, especially, and it's nicely balanced, as you can see, as I told you, on the wrist. It wears pretty well. It has decent lume. I will put a lume shot probably right about now, because it's getting a lot of light, so it's catching that dial pretty well. And that's pretty much it on the plus, you know. And it is a Rolex Submariner homage, and it's a desirable design. Things that I don't like. Now, I was saying that it has good finishing on the case. I might be contradicting myself a little bit here, but it has good finishing, you know, on the side of the bezel. But there's a thing that has been running in the family with the Heimdallrs. All the watches, they have pretty sharp edges here on the lugs. Now, they're nicely finished, and they don't dig into my wrist that much, but they are kind of sharp here and here. And all the other ones, even my pilot's watch has the same issue. And even the watch from the previous, the 62 Mas, had the same issue. Like I said, a bit of a spoiler alert, I have a fourth one on the way. We'll see if that has the same issue. But again, we'll see how that goes. The bracelet, it's not the best. It could have been better, you know. I was expecting, like, for instance, this little one here, the Daytona homage from Parnes. It has the screw. They're not pushers. It has the this little screws to fix the bracelet, to adjust the bracelet. Now, this only has pins, and it was a bit of a pain to take them out, but not going to complain. Lack of micro adjustments, and that little protruding male link that makes the watch stand out a bit more. Now, you can always swap the bracelet to a leather strap, but it's nice that it tapers down. It's a good all around bracelet, in the sense that it fits the watch. Not the best quality, but it fits the watch. You can probably buy something else on AliExpress for $15, $20 and fit it on the watch. But again, not going to fault it. In terms of recommending or not recommending the watch, yeah, I would. And all around, I think it's a good all around watch. And Heimdallr, considering the fact that they have their own website, and, you know, the small little handwritten warranty card, and they provide all these things. And again, it's a nice touch. as opposed to when you're buying something, let's say off AliExpress, because that's the only thing you can compare it with. You get all these inconsistencies in the quality control. So based on that, that's why I would recommend this watch. $159, it's not that much, but if you go on the website, I think I know actually that you can buy this particular one. I don't know if you can still buy this one with an ETA 24 with an ETA movement and a Seagull movement as well. So that kind of increases the prices a little bit. And the ETA the one with the ETA movement is around 329, and the one with the Seagull movement is 249 of some sort. I'll leave links in the description box below. And you can also get this guy in a bronze case, which is also nice. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it so far, like I said, click a like, subscribe. It always helps. And be safe, wash your hands, and I hope I will see you guys very, very soon with better news about this virus thing and a new watch. Thanks a million, guys.